Welcome to this episode of Healthy Hints for Harmony with Dr. Brian Royer.
Hello, my name is Dr. Brian Royer and I'm here to give you some healthy hints for harmony. Today's topic is custom foot orthotics and foot biomechanics. So the question is, what are orthotics? Most orthotics are the same thing that people would consider to be arch supports or custom insoles. But the problem is that most of them don't work very well. Most are just fancy cushions that you have on your feet, and they don't really support the arch well at all. And that's really important because that's the entire function of having a custom foot orthotic. And part of that would be a lot of people consider going to the store and scanning their feet at a store to be a custom orthotic, and that is going to be nothing of the sort. Basically it comes down to the foot changes during gait. Your arch will rise and fall as you walk, and that causes the foot to lock and unlock depending on what position you are during gait. And for most people, the problem is that the foot is going to overpronate. And by that I mean that the arch is going to fall too far, and when it falls too far, the foot is going to unlock and the person can't recover and relock the foot in time for them to push off of their toe when it comes to that. So in order to control that, in order to make the biomechanics in the foot work more effectively, you need to make sure that you control the rise and fall of the arch. And that's the entire idea of what an orthotic does. And a true orthotic, a true custom orthotic is going to have two parts to it. One, it has to fit your arch correctly. It has to be casted correctly, and it has to have full contact with the arch when it's in the highest position that it goes into. So that's the first thing, is that it has to be properly casted. And then the second thing is that the arch has to have some degree of flexibility, but it kind of has to be Goldilocks. It has to be just the right amount. You don't want there to be too much flexibility, but you also don't want it to be too rigid. And in order to find that correct zone, or that Goldilocks zone, is you're going to want to make sure that you take three basic things into consideration. One is going to be the person's body weight. So somebody that is a larger individual who has a little bit more body weight is going to end up needing a more rigid orthotic. Somebody that's lighter is going to need less support in the orthotic. Another thing is going to be the foot flexibility. So people have different degrees of flexibility in their feet. Some people have very, very flexible feet. Some people have not so flexible feet. And it depends on your flexibility. So if you have very, very flexible feet, you're going to need more support in your orthotic. If you don't have a lot of flexibility in your feet, then you are going to need a little bit less support in your orthotic. And then the last thing is going to be the daily use, or whether or not you would be considered to be a heavy-duty user. And by heavy-duty user, you would mean somebody that is on their feet for like a long work day. So if somebody is on their feet for more than 8 hours a day, that would be considered a heavy-duty user. Or if you're doing something like running or jogging constantly in those orthotics, that would also be considered to be a heavy-duty user. So some of the conditions that custom foot orthotics can help you with would be plantar fasciitis, bunions, metatarsalgia, hammer toes, arthritis in the big toe, Morton's neuroma, shin splints, knee pain, low back pain, iliotibial band syndrome or IT band syndrome. And it can also help in general with sports performance by helping to make sure that you're not that your foot is going to work correctly from a biomechanical standpoint, and to improve what we consider to be energy leaks. So thank you for listening to my Healthy Hints for Harmony. You can find an additional video that's specific to the brand of orthotics that I use and why I consider them to be better than most other brands that are out there. And you can find that information on my website and my blog at www.harmonychiro.com. Thanks a lot for watching.
Thank you for watching this episode of Healthy Hints for Harmony with Dr. Brian Royer. For more great information, visit Dr. Royer's website at www.harmonychiro.com. Also browse the other shows found right here at Toledo Biz TV Shows.